Hey yo, it's Sean Donato over here, and I got for you a brand new album review of Logic Vinyl Days. Now, before we get into this, I definitely want to give out a shout out to Melanin Monroe. If you're looking for that sexy, colorful style of rap, she got you. Little melodic stuff in there, she got you. So check that out. Link in the D box. Let's get into it. Now, Logic is a rapper that I personally never been a huge fan of. Honestly, I feel it could be due to certain bars he says that rub me the wrong way. It could be due to lack of originality, But with Apply Pressure, he definitely stepped it up. He made a decent album. Something I put on my honorable mentions list for that year. And that was supposed to be his last album. So we kind of went out with a bada bing on that one. But he came back with another one, this time out of retirement, out of his label, Def Jam. So good on him for branching out and doing something ambitious as this, which is getting together a whole bunch of different producers, getting together a bunch of features on here, and the classic leave a message type of skit, because that's on here a lot, with kicking it off with Morgan Freeman, who basically does the intro, and having Michael Rappaport on here, legendary Anthony Fantano. Who else is on here? Nems, the Bing Bong guy, and a couple others on here. And pretty much, I feel on this one, Logic is very charismatic, very cunning with the bars, real confident, and he doesn't really disappoint much on here, honestly. And you got Funk Flex coming on here, like yelling like an absolute madman over the tracks that he's featured on. And I just can't stress how Logic is so aggressive and confident on most of these tracks. Like Decades, for example, has a very, very upbeat vibe to it. Very humble vibe, catchy, melodic. He's really bringing it on here, and he's basically rapping about how, he's grateful for all these things, but it's mostly the family. It's mostly how he survived out of those treacherous circumstances that life gave him. And saying how money ain't everything. It's about the family that he survived with. Pretty much the message I got from it. And him and Bronson absolutely fuck shit up and leave over these psychedelic organs, sinister vocal samples on In My Lifetime. That shit goes hard. And then you got idol worship. Some idol worship on here. Some going over well, some going over not too well. But we're going to bring up the ones that went over well first. Such as Quasi, talking about bringing the legendary Madlib out of retirement to spit again. Because the dude has some classics, for sure. He's not just an excellent producer, he's a dope rapper, too. And I feel like Logic really goes deep on here. Even more deep with Russ on Therapy Music, where it's very confessional, very heartfelt, very, very emotive. And I feel like they're just letting it out here. They're venting, talking about the trials and tribulations they faced through their lives, through the fame, and how Russ is talking about in need of validation, but he realizes validation, it ain't really a thing. It ain't really a thing to be concerned about. And Kickstyle is an excellent posse track with great chemistry amongst Logic and his features. Like iamJMARS spitting rapid fire delivery. Like Big Lenbo, heavy, steady delivery on here. Really commanding. Castro bringing like eccentric and charismatic presence. And speaking of eccentricity, man, that Royce da 5'9" feature on fucking 10 years, like, I love it. It just goes like very chunky type of delivery to kind of slick, kind of crazy. That's basically what I got with the new Royce, and it's very, very attention grabbing, very, very dope vocal performance on that track. And Nezi, let's talk about Nezi. Nezi, like, she has like the sporadic vocal eccentricity and melodic theatrics of like Busta, and like the slick, cunning, quirky styles of like a Missy Elliott. Like, she got it. I'm actually looking forward to more stuff from her. More stuff. But yeah, like, the collabs for the most part go over pretty well. I'm not gonna lie. Especially with Logic, Like Blu and Exile on Orville. Like, it has like these slick flows, some aggression in there, very clever bars over like this dreamy, soulful sample. It's fire. And especially with AZ, where they absolutely kill it over like these horn samples and these groovy bass lines on Carnival. And Logic just goes off. Like, he kills this relentlessly. And AZ, like, great performance from him too. And Vinyl Days is another highlight for me, especially with the bar, like, a lot of hard-hitting bars on here, but far from the anti-vaxxer, but moving the needle. What? Fire. Bada bing, there are some downsides to this album as well. We gotta talk about those. I'm sorry. Wouldn't be a review, wouldn't be an honest review if I didn't bring that up. And pretty much, it just goes more for some awkward bars on here, where you talk about off of my boy Fantano. Come on. Like, if you're successful, if you're doing your thing, our opinion don't matter. You know, we're just the commentators here. We're the commentators, you know. We're the commentators, and you're basically the athletes doing your thing. You know. We just might not like the performance of it, but we respect it. Logic, because Logic, I respect Logic. He seems like a good guy. He seems like he's really genuine with what he says. Sure, some stuff he does could come off kind of cringy, but there ain't no need to escalate the violence, my guy. Especially when it comes to music reviewers just doing their thing. Protect music viewers at all costs. That's what I gotta say. And another thing too, I do feel like not all collaborations go well on here, and I do feel like there are some tracks where Logic wears his influences on his sleeve a little too much, like the Bleed It track. Because me, I love me some Beastie Boys. Like, if you haven't noticed, the fedora actually is influenced from the Beastie Boys, but we're not going to get into that. It's not about me. It's about Logic. And I feel like he didn't really bring anything, like, new and exciting to the style. But not bad. Not bad. Not bad, but not a favorite of mine. And I do feel like some of these tracks do end up a little scant. Could have used a little more runtime. Even though Logic does come through with some dope bars on here. That's for sure. And And also the one with Game, I mean, I get it, but I feel it has like an odd pacing to it. At least in my opinion. It could have went over a lot smoother and a lot better. And there are a lot of skits on here. A lot of skits. But overall, I do feel this is a good album. I do feel like there's a good return. And I would give this 3.5 chef's kisses. That's what I would give it. I mean, we're still working on that, like the 1, 2, 3, and that's like the 0.5, I guess. I don't know. We'll work on that. We'll work on that. So, that's what I think of this Logic album, Vinyl Days. Pretty good album, for the most part. I enjoyed it. Hope you enjoyed it, too. Let me know what you thought. Did you love it? Did you think it was mid? Or did you just want to throw it away? Let me know in the comments. And bada bing, I'm out of here.